we're going live. So I'll be up on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm going to check my YouTube first. And I will be, yeah, we are good to go. I'm not going to play a song for you guys again because I already played it. So um, we should be going, and we're up live on Facebook as well. So thank you guys for being patient while I was trying to um, work this out here. So anybody has any questions for me, anybody wants to talk about anything, drop it right here. I'm open for everything. We're gonna have a special guest on today. I want to talk about just what happened this week in our league. We had a championship game, an amazing game, by the way. It was absolutely awesome. We are going to. I'm just going to share my podcast on here, and let's see. Special I'll say end of. I'll call it season review. I think that's what we'll call it, season review podcast. Um, and we're gonna share this in the ECFL group. And cool. So yeah, guys, please leave messages for me. Um, Let me know what you guys think. I do really think if you're watching this on the Roku, we are now live on the Roku. It should be on. If it is, that's awesome. If you guys can check it for me, I'd love to hear that as well. I just think that's going to be something really neat. I'd love to hear some feedback on that. What you guys think about that special Sunday podcast with a special guest. So no Frazier tonight. Frazier has family stuff going on, so it's got me alone until the guest comes on. Secret Sunday Live. That's right, Angelo. You want to jump on? It'll be fun. Get you on here. Have you checked out the Roku yet, Angelo? I know you've been one of my biggest supporters, and thank you for that. I really appreciate that. But we are live up on Roku right now. I did want to test it out, so tonight's kind of like a test out for that. But it's also something I'm going to talk about. I'm also going to do a lot of stuff about the league as well. We've had some pretty crazy stuff going on league wise. As you guys know, the Roku has been up and running, and from what I believe, we are the first league ever to actually have um, live games being streamed on your home TV, and that's something that I think that if we can turn this into that next level, it's going to be amazing. That's why I was really an advocate of like the spring teams, everybody looking uniformed, because what we're looking to do is going to be super super exciting. Um, so thank you guys for jumping on in. Like I say, I have a special guest coming on at 9:30, so I'm gonna have to kind of keep my eyes and ears on him to see if he's going to be jumping in. And let me see. And I'm also going to review the championship game because I thought that was just an amazing game. For those of you who watched it, it was a right down to the last second. It was absolutely amazing, and just a shout out to both teams and organizations. And you guys have done a really good job. Thanks. Technologically inclined, I get you, Angelo. But yeah, that championship game was great. From the whole 60 minutes, it was awesome. And I had the pleasure of announcing it, which was neat. I know I'm not the best announcer, and I got really carried away. So it was really neat to have that game and to be able to call that, and just watching the way that the teams played. It was such great football, so much talent on that field, so many great athletes. It's really cool to see that. So if you guys have anything else you want to talk about league wise or just in general, please use the chat. I'm checking Facebook and YouTube for Pop. I know you jump on YouTube and you write messages, and we don't always see them all the time. And if you're watching this on ECFL Network live on the Roku channel, I want to say thank you. This is the first live we're running on the Roku channel, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. So that being said, I got 17 minutes to kill, and before we have our guest jumping on, it's going to be great. Top 10 running backs this summer. I think you might finish in the top 10, Corey. I think so. I actually have something pretty neat that I want to talk to the guests coming on. I put together like an all Facsetti team, I guess you can call it. Just people who just really like that caught my eye, right? More of like the all Madden team, I guess. I'm just gonna call it a Alpha Ceti team, and it's not. It's gonna be. I don't know if I want to unveil it today, but we will see who I got taking it this summer. Really good question, Corey. There's gonna be, in my opinion, there's some top teams, and there's gonna be some shockers coming out. Unveil. I'm gonna unveil it later today. Then I'll do that. There's gonna be some shockers. I think that some people are writing some teams off this summer, and they shouldn't. And I think you have your team for one. The Titans are gonna be a really good team. I'm really interested to see what the Titans are going to bring, because Comer always has good athletes, and if they just buy into the system that they're running there, I think that the Titans are really they got the line. I'm hearing that they have a great line. They got some really good coaches. They really have everything that you look for with a team, and they have advantage between the Titans and the Oilers have an advantage where there's really no other ECFL teams around them, so they can just kind of get all those players to play for them, which is going to be really it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. And then you have obviously the Bulls, you've got the Generals, you've got the Ravens, another championship team. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the teams play against each other. And another team that I think that I really like, and I saw them live on Saturday in the Zenith Bowl, was the Tri-State Bruins. Something about that team, I love the fact that they play together. They have a great organization. They do a lot of positive things. And if teams sleep on a team like the Bruins, they're going to beat you. They may not have put up a ton of points in the um, spring season, but the summer season is different. And I think they can. The website for the website is ecfl.us, Chris. I'll actually write that down here so you can take a peek at that. But you can go and download the ECFL network on Roku. I just feel that's really cool. You can watch every game. And I'm also going to, for all the guys that know me, that have played for me in the past, I have a ton of videos. I even got old outlaw videos. I'm gonna have like a section called Facilities Films. I'm gonna put all the games that I've been a part of, and they'll be up on the website. So it's something I'm looking to do. Just to kind of change things up a little bit. So um, and hopefully I'll have a ton of. I think I have like all the Hurricane games. It'll be up on the ECFL network as well. So everything I have, I'm going to try to just keep getting it out there and getting film. And I think it's really cool that we can literally watch TV from our couch and watch our games that we played. So I wish I had that when I was a player. I had the old VHS I had to put in and hit rewind and all that stuff. Nowadays it's just like a click of a button. It's so much technology, man. It's amazing. So the game we just saw, we had the Bruins really they handled the uh, Boston Chargers, but the Chargers, I mean the Bruins made a ton of penalties. The Chargers almost made that a game, and I want to shout out Jason Fletcher. He is a linebacker. He's my age, and he's out there doing it like he's 22 years old, and he had a hell of a game on that on that the other day. Just a great game there. So big shout out to Fletch. Good job, man. And I thought it was the game they didn't give up. The Chargers came in on demand, and they fought hard, and they fought very hard on that. All those games, if you want to check them out, like I said, they're up online. They're on the network. You can always check them out that way too. The other thing is I want to talk about the championship game. It was a classic. It was down to the last second of the game. Absolutely amazing. And like shout out to both teams for just playing as hard as they did and as well as they did. It was just such a great team overall altogether, and just big shout out there. Yeah, great game I meant altogether. So um, anytime, Barry. I miss you, man. I was talking about you today. Hope all is well with you. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you. It's probably been like 10, 15 years since I've seen you. But hope all is well, man. I miss you. Um, and yeah, guys, shoot the chat. Let me see what you guys want to talk about. We will, talk about anything. I have 10 more minutes until our special guest comes on. It's going to be really cool. And we're going to talk a lot about the last game that we saw. I do want to. I can actually uh, play some of the game. I might just wait till the guest comes on for that though. So the other thing is, I was actually today with Mark Polson, who does a podcast on Spotify. It's called A Football Experience, and we did a podcast earlier today. It's not a video podcast. It was a audio one. And guys, check him out. He has some awesome people jumped on before. So if you guys get a chance to check out his podcast, we're just trying to get more and more awareness of semi-pro football out there, and I think overall that's our goals. So we're hoping that if more people know about the leagues, it's going to bring more fans in the stands, which brings more people to your games, and it just gets louder stadiums. So now you have home field advantage. There's a lot of positives if you can get people to show up to the games. I know when I used to love when we packed stadiums for us, and it was really good. Although sometimes it's a negative. I know, like they mentioned this in the NBA, where it's like a negative that you have your team booing you. Like that's not a good thing. If you're not living up to the expectations, you'll start getting booed and heckled by your home fans. And I personally think that's awesome. So, what did you guys watch the game? Any of the games, any of the championship games? If you guys did, let me know what you thought about it. I'd love to get some feedback of all that. But you know what? While I'm doing this, I'm going to talk about the all Facetti team. So I don't have it all filled out yet. I was going to wait for Frazier to jump on with me, and maybe we'll discuss it Thursday. We'll do that Thursday because I have the offense done. I have it written down on my. And I have most of the defense, but I'm still waiting. There's a couple of guys that really stood out for me, and I don't want to disservice somebody on that. I'm still trying to wait for some people's names from league owners, so they know who so I know who they are. Because sometimes numbers just kind of stick out. You're like, wow. But speaking of like standing out, uh, you have to give a shout out and love what Malik Williamson did on the other day, and also which I found out was Maz, not Maz Washington, Maz. Um, they had two amazing games defensively, and the Thunder just had Thunder. Geez, I was talking about the Thunder today. Just got stuck in my head. The Falcons played an absolute amazing game, and the team the whole way through just played great. And big shout out to them. I know that they deserve everything they got. Great job. Looks like I got my guest on now. I am going to pull him in. So just give me a second while I grab him. Put him on the microphone first. So I had to keep back check to make sure you're on. I'm going to add you on to my uh, studio here, which is great. But can you hear me, Coach? You on?
Yes, sir.
Love it. I'm going to add you here. And how long have you been on for? Not too long, have you? I got to fix you here.
Nah, a good 3 minutes.
Okay, cool. I had to go back and look and check, and I'm like, oh, you're on now. Um, yeah, man.
What's
You
up,
guys.
coach?
First thing, how you doing? How's everything?
Good, good. Had a great day yesterday. Was busy with three kids, three different sports. Finally just got home.
Perfect. That's the life of us coaches.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
always that's not what I want. You always running around. I did a podcast earlier today actually with somebody else, and we talked about my daughter, how like she's in soccer and all that. So it's just we're just always busy with the kids and what we do. And
Right.
um, I first want to say, man, congratulations! What an amazing game that was, and like what a show you put on for the ECFL. It was absolutely awesome. So, how you feeling? Almost a week after. How you feeling?
We're itching to get back out there.
Summer starts in a couple weeks. You know that, right? No, next week starts this week coming up actually.
We're,
So
we got bigger fish to fry.
I love that. You missed the answer. I'm trying to see what's just the top 10 running backs. I didn't go over all top 10. I'm going to do that next. We did that on Thursday. Go over my
Hmm.
all Facetti team. I think I'm sorry, reading the comments on Facebook here. So if you want to invite any other Connecticut Falcons players onto this broadcast, you can send them the link I sent you. If you think anybody wants to jump on, I'll be more than happy to make this like a huge like celebratory podcast for you guys. It was such a amazing game, and I love the answer. You get itching to get back out there. No, enjoy it. You had a hard season. Enjoy the win.
It
Enjoy the
it, it,
victory.
re- it really was a hard fought game both times, even up to the Warhogs. Everyone that we played against, honestly, this is our first time in the ECFL, in the Northeast. So we got to play different talent, and we're just built ready.
Love it. So first year in the ECFL, mine too as a commissioner, by the way. So it's we did it together. What would you say competition wise? So you faced like I said, the Warhawks, the Cardinals, like the Ducks. You faced all like the hard teams that have been killing it all year long. The
Mhm.
Bulldogs, the Bruins. Like, what do you see competition wise in the ECFL opposed to like the other leagues you have to play for beforehand? How would you like rate competition? Very similar, more, better, less?
Um, so
Tough question, I know.
having to play in the summer in the ECFL, we kind of already knew who was who. We do some deep dive into people, um, past games, present games, who they're playing, what their play style is. So we kind of figured everyone out pretty early. So we normally start doing film way before we set a roster together.
Yeah, that's cool. So you are well prepared. And it seemed that too. It's like watching your teams and what like you guys just seem to be very well
Yes,
prepared, and
sir.
that's must be gratifying as a coach knowing that your players can go out there and you show me game plan and you guys execute. um
Absolutely.
that must be awesome. How would you say, um going into the game against the Cardinals, you guys beat them beginning of the season 2-0, what would you say was like the biggest change that you had to make, um to go like your game plan going into this? I don't know if you want to reveal too much, but your game plan going this. What was like your thing that you really focused on to beat the Cardinals because they were a great team? What was
Absolutely.
your
Absolutely. And hats off to them. That they are a great team. I feel like that was a Triple A team. And, to be able to do what we did when we did it was huge for us. This was our second championship in our organization. And, just the guys, that's all it is. Like the guys, without the guys, we're nothing. And without the guys actually buying in, we don't do what we do. Um, So I forgot the question.
what did you do to kind of to
Oh,
what were you doing
yes,
to
sir.
yeah
So
yeah
we went back and forth. We had about 16 false starts on offense our first game. We didn't score. So those were the two biggest things because we know the defense is going to fly around and special teams is going to give us what they always give us.
yeah? So Malik says your third championship, just to let you know.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you guys, if I recall, they actually scored. The Cardinals scored first, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they
scored
had a
first. Yep.
deep pass to Vega, which was an unbelievable throw. And good coverage. Is just so happened that he caught it, touchdown. Well, I don't think that one the coverage was good. The other one the coverage was good. But anyways, that one I think he just beat the guy. It
Yeah.
seemed to
It was definitely
me,
blown coverage.
yeah, seemed to me as a spectator watching the game and trying to like remember the game in my head because I haven't rewatched it yet, which I'm going to do a little bit today with you if you don't mind. And but
Mhm.
it
Sure.
looked like you were saying Junior Brown's not going to beat us on the ground. If they beat us, they have to throw the ball. Is that kind of like the mentality you had?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we know he's a great quarterback. He's won in this league. He's won before, um, and we just kind of like nitpick at what he did great and forced him to do what he didn't do very well.
Yeah, I don't think he ran the ball much at all. I don't think he got any. I don't think he got many rushing yards.
The very last one that led to the final touchdown, that was the biggest run
But
of the game for him.
right, but throughout the game, I don't think there was really
Right.
anything that you guys did a really good job containing him. And it seems like just like kind of said threw the pressure at him and said, "Where our athletes are coming, we're going to try to our athletes are going to try to beat your athletes."
Absolutely.
I noticed that I don't know if he went back out, but I noticed the Cardinals did lose Bowie for a little bit. One of the linemen that they have is a really good lineman, and they did a very good job at trying to give time and trying to block for you guys, and like watching it as a spectator, as a fan, as an announcer, whatever I was at that moment. It was such a great game, like because you can see the people, you can see the X's and O's going on in the field, and I just want to say once again, congrats on that, man. It was awesome, awesome win. What was going through your mind when they scored that last touchdown? They have to go for two.
Um, we got to score next. There was still a lot of time left in the game. We knew that we had the athletes. We knew that the pressure had to be put on our offense to score because we didn't score the first time, but we came up with a great game plan and we executed.
Now, did you know that pass was going to be there? Because if I recall, now I want to go back and we'll watch the film here. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. Let me go watch that last play of the game because it looked to me. Let's see. He was thinking he was going to kill Morris. All right. More. Oh, the running back. Gotcha. Because Morris fumbled, right?
Yeah, I don't
not
want to
to
relive that.
not to bring that up, but Um. So let's see. Let's bring this over here. Is that gonna work? No, that's not gonna work for me. Um. Where'd the game just go? Oh boy, technology is killing me here. Um. Don't know how that got. There it is. Championship here. I'll just throw this on three here. So, all
Sure.
right, this is the game. This is the play right here. I believe so. 2 point play right now.
Right.
You guys pretty much are bringing the house and you're man to man. So you see the now. Do you guys call timeout here? Or did you not? I don't think you called timeout here, right?
So
Yeah, you
they
did.
scored. They scored, and the referee couldn't hear me. I was trying to stay in the box, and I get a penalty. And at the very last second, I just called a timeout. I said, "We got to get our guys together."
Yep, that's actually a very very good play. Where that's like in my opinion, the veteran coach where you call the timeout once you see them in formation. You know, hey, this is what they're going to run here. Now, what were you telling these guys right now in this huddle right now? What's going through your head?
Number 10 was beating us the whole time. Me and Malik just locked eyes, and he knew what he had to do.
Okay, so Vega, you had basically said we don't want Vega catching this ball. Coming
Correct.
out in trips formation, they see that you're also in man. I'm thinking like playing devil's advocate. I'm looking at like a lot of rub routes, like something along those lines. I'm not sure. This is my first time watching this since I watch it live, so I'm going like literally haven't seen this until now. So I believe they do like a slant, flat type play, right? Is that what they hit here, or like a whip? Oh,
Yeah,
again.
he did. Yeah, the slot run a whip.
So
It
was
was
Malik
it was
was
more of
Mal-
a clear out.
Okay, so they're kind of clearing it out, and Malik just because he was kind of beat on this, so he's in the middle. All right, so Malik's in the middle here, right?
Yep.
I want to see this play again. I'm gonna try to pause it too. Yeah, so they tried to run the whip. Okay, he wasn't beat. I'm sorry, Leak, you were not beat at all. Now, just for the people out there, I'm gonna go back a little bit. There was a flag on this play, and the flag was holding on the Falcons. I know some people
Mm.
were saying that they picked up a flag on a but yeah, you watch that. There's no holding,
No,
no anything.
the referee on my side, who has the call, actually, he told me that he didn't see any holdings.
Yeah, but the final score is 14-12. Correct? I believe that's the final score. I still do remember. I think the final was 14 because they did have a holding call on the return. So the pick was good. The 2 points did not count on that.
Right.
That right there is just an amazing because if the quarterback, if
It,
Junior just kind of going back to this now, and we should have waited. This should have held for last, but I can't. I'm so excited. This is such like
it's
a
all good.
amazing game. Um, yeah, so it was really like a slant whip, slant. Yeah,
Actually, if you go back a little bit and you see that DN, he puts pressure on him and he forces him to throw that rainbow.
This is why you're such a great coach. You didn't even care about the pick. Like, no, the pick was because of this. Was that Toop
Now
that
it was all
came in?
Malik. 100% it was all Malik.
No, no, I don't think so. I think it's on the D end. I'm just kidding. So kind of, who is that? Is that Toop? Is that number 9?
No, that's Anthony Ellis, number 1.
Ellis. Okay, it's hard to tell with my one eye, but like just a one-handed catch. You talk about players that like just
That's a poster board right there.
like that's just you talk about a guy that needs a step up in the biggest moment of the game is like he does. Like the guy's an absolute stud, and it's awesome. And he told me he was 37, and I'm going to keep saying he's old.
he's he's not 37.
I know he told me his real age. I know. So the other thing that was I know that I had a spectator who was with another team come up to me, and they're talking to me like, oh, they had this and that. The refs were talking, conferencing. I just want everybody to be clear with this because I spoke to the refs on what happened. The refs thought that was a timed play, so they like, oh, the game's over, and that's where in Jim Harmon, who was he's amazing. Jim was like, no, that's not a down play. Like you got to go, you got to do the kickoff, you got to do this. So like they thought there was just so much happened, so much going on, and they're like, oh, there's only I think like 10 seconds left in the game or something like that. So like, oh, that's gonna run the clock off, and that's like I just want people to understand. I think that's the miscommunication when people are talking about like I saw something on the message boards and it's like, dude, really? No, that's like us as commissioners. We don't care who wins. Like I want good football, respecting football, and we got that.
Mhm.
So I just want to throw that out there for
Oh,
everybody who's
100%.
who's listening, watching. I just want to kill any type of BS that people are spewing out there about anything that the game was fixed and stuff like that. And it's like the game was fixed, and that means it was fixed the last 2 years when you guys won it, right? Like it's
Uh,
nothing's
Listen,
changed.
the game is played in between the hashes
Yep.
until the whistle.
Yeah.
So,
No, it
but they,
was
they they
great.
are a great team. They are a hell of a fucking organization. Sorry,
Abs-
some kids.
Absolutely. Hats off to them. Great game, great everything. So this is you took a year off, and then
Hmm.
you had to rebuild your team again, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
I'm asking this because if I was a commissioner, I probably would have done the same thing and restarted my team again because like once we're in it, we're in it. Like we love it. You
Right.
and I think the same thing. We just love the sport, and we're going to do everything we can to win. So, what was your biggest obstacle trying to build the team back again this season, if any
Um.
obstacle?
So there were many. Um. You know, just having the 15 core guys that we've had for a very long time. Bringing something new as far as an O line, a new scheme on offense. Um, Between me, Dave, and Morris, we created an offense together, and we're gonna run with this. Let's build the offense. Let's build the guys around the offense, and if they fit, they fit. If not, then next man up.
Yeah. Speaking of, I do want to apologize for doing these episodes because I heard that you guys had to change a lot of offensive stuff up because of me
Nah,
talking about the game. So,
it's all
um,
good.
my apologies. But in fairness, I also did the same thing to the Cardinals too. So, um,
It's all good.
as you know, as a coach, you always just look at that stuff and you always just breaking down stuff, and it just for me, I just do it because I love doing it. So, um, how what
It,
now
it, it
have
was great seeing it.
cool.
It
It's
was
it's
great
good.
seeing it on live. Getting broken down like ESPN.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's good to have like the like self scouting yourself as well. It's like okay, that's I gotta watch out for that because I'm doing this here. So it's always good to have that as well. Um,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have a little head popping up because my son kind of came in here to say. um, as for the geez, he's supposed to be in bed. It's 9:30, bud. Um, as for like Dave Donahue, I want to talk about him for a little bit. So how long has he been with you? Is this your first year with him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and how was it getting him? Like how did that work out? Like, what was it sort of like? Hey, we're looking for a quarterback. Want to come play, or did he reach out to you? Did you recruit him? Like, how did you get him?
So originally our quarterback was Divine Jackson. He's been with us forever. And then Donahue just reached out. He said, "Hey, I want to come do something with you guys. You know, we could build something special. We know that you guys are rebuilding and you're looking for a quarterback." Unfortunately, Divine ended up getting into a bad car accident
Oh
two
no!
weeks before, so Donahue was QB1 automatically. So we just poured everything into him.
Wow, I was gonna say, how was it? Sorry. Oh, and get out of here. How was it with him? Like, because I was going to ask, like, how did he take it, like losing his job if he was like the starter? And then, I mean, having him, and stuff that having him get into an accident. I'm glad, and he's okay though, right? Like he's
Yeah,
okay.
he's good. He's good.
Okay.
Nothing's broken. Car was totaled, but drunk driver. And at the
Ugh.
time, it was in Staten Island during that nasty snowstorm.
Was it snowstorm related?
I'm not sure. I just know that the dude got
Gotcha.
hit 80 miles per hour.
Oh man. Now, was he able to play this season at all? And was he
No,
still
no,
okay?
he actually stepped in and he became a mentor and to me, um, and helped out the first few games, and then he welcomed in his daughter by week 5.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool though. So
Yeah,
he still had a spot in the squad that really helped you. Oh, and shut that. I have a green screen just so you know it's not my real
yeah, I
office.
see it.
So yeah, that's tough, and it's always like having somebody losing somebody with like an accident is always tougher, and like
Hmm.
luckily for him he's okay, but like losing people, which I've lost a few players, but they weren't lucky enough to come back, and like that's always tough. So like just a prayers for
Yeah.
his team. I'm glad he's good, okay, and everything worked out. So so that was kind of like a blessing having Donahue comes in. I know the Blackhawks folded. Donahue comes in. How was that working with, like, did it make it easier working with like a proven veteran MVP? Was it easier on your end where like the offense kind of like, all right, you kind of got this, or
Yeah,
was
so
it?
it was definitely easier bringing in a veteran and a winner like Donahue. Um, we talked a lot. I think the most I've ever talked to someone throughout the week in a season. Just scheming, game planning. What are you comfortable with? You know, can you try to rock with this? You know, um, run schemes. What we want to accomplish. And he came in, he bought in, he fit our culture, and full steam ahead.
Perfect. That's awesome. And my thing as a coach, when you have so much talent on both sides of the ball, how did you manage to keep everybody happy? Because like your running backs between Morris and Coleman and um 28, I think it is. Oh, you have another one that runs a little bit more, and then you have like Maz coming in, not Maz, Maz coming in. He talked to you after
Right.
he was, yeah, you white folk never get my name right. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I got you. And
Yeah.
like, how do you game plan? Like, who's gonna get the rock on this series? Like, what do you work with? Oh, and
So that was my obstacle that I had to work through all year because I've never done offense. Being a defensive guy my whole life. Trying to get everyone the ball. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy. And sometimes guys were like, I need the rock, I need the rock. But I feel like in the later stretch, we were definitely able to take advantage of situations, how the game was moving, and putting certain guys into positions that the defense maybe hasn't saw all year. Try
yeah,
to change the pace a little bit.
I lost that last second. My son's being really bad
It's
right
all
now,
good.
um, and he has no shirt on now, and he's has a puppet, and this is really aggravating. So I'm going to edit this out so nobody sees that.
It's all
Uh,
good.
so having Owen, put on mute. Sorry, I just had to put it on mute there. So defense was really strong all year. Offense seemed to struggle a little bit through not struggle, but they didn't put points up against those tougher teams in the beginning. Owen, um, how like what would you tell? You have guys like Coleman and Morris, and they're like, well, we give me the ball, I can do a lot better. Like how was like that dynamic with them? Did you kind of like, hey, there's plenty of people for you to, plenty of time for you to get the ball, and like what's like, how do you go as a game plan with that? So I'm getting all just flustered with this back. Yeah, hold on.
It's all good. So luckily, it was a blessing and a curse because a lot of these guys that are our starters on defense ended up playing Ironman ball, and they needed a blow every now and then. So then someone else would come in. They wouldn't completely outshine them, but they got the job done when we needed them to. But definitely it was running back by committee, receiver by committee. Like everyone just pulled together at the end, and the high guy always got the ball.
Yeah, Cameron, that's got let the kid have 15 minutes of fame. I know, I'm trying.
It's all good.
So totally understand with that because like when we won the championship, we had so much talent, and now we had to kind of let people share the wealth. And I always would say like, guys, let's just get to the playoffs. Let's get to the playoffs. Let's just try to win as a team and try to build that team camaraderie. And that's kind of like similar to what you're doing. Like, hey, running back by committee, we're doing this, we're doing that. So it's definitely a the right way to go about it. I guess it's like they got to buy into the system and believe you. If they trust the system, trust you, I think that they come together as one and they play together as a team. And that's kind of like the special part of seeing that happen. Where like you could have given the ball to Leak or all game long. You could have given the ball to Morris all game long. Like those guys are just studs. And like
Right.
with me, it was McNally, and I had this other kid Dozier. Dozier's really good, but McNally was like my guy. So it's like it's hard to bring that all in together. So definitely a good thing that you're able to keep the guys rallying them together. And congrats on that. That's like the toughest part of this league is playing is getting players who pay to play to buy into the system. Like you're not getting the ball every play, especially if they're really good. It's just like
Right.
so really good for you. Kind of went on a tangent there because kids are messing me up right
So
now. So with oh my god, my wife, I'm gonna. This is why I don't do Sundays, by the way, guys. This is why Sunday podcast. You gotta go. Get out of here. Um, the so next season, right now you have a target on your back, right? You guys are now the defending champions. What do you think you're going to do differently, or are you going to do anything differently, or just kind of keep going the way it's going?
I mean, our focus is always to get better every year. Um, we definitely did something new that we haven't done in 7 years. Changed up the offense, ran the ball different ways, kind of held the ball in our possession a lot more, not really put the defense in bad positions. So, we'll just keep getting better as we go along, with the guys that are coming back. We do have a couple of guys that are retiring, so
They retire until week 2, and then they come back. We all know that. We've done that.
it always happens.
Yeah, it always happens. Um, so Don Hughes says we didn't do anything special except playing winning football. Love that. Run the balance, stay balanced. Run the ball, stay balanced. Complete easy passes. Get playmakers the ball. That's it. Like that's all you really got to do.
Absolutely.
Lock the door. I'm trying. My daughter's trying to lock the door right now, Angelo. But he's going to be grounded. He knows he's going to be losing. He's going to be very, very in lots of trouble. So,
No
my wife,
Fortnite for a week.
yeah, right. No tablets, no electronics for a week. So my wife bought me this light that says on air, like a TV radio thing on it. So I got to put that up so they know not to come in here and chat with me when that. Yes, I got barricaded again, and he just came in here again. I'm getting your mother, and she's gonna get mad at you. You don't want that to happen. So that's right. Now my daughter's trying to help me out here. Oh, and get out of here.
Yeah.
So Angelo knows my kids. Angelo's seen them. Let him talk. He's not going to talk. He's going to yell in the microphone. I've done this before. Take their credit cards away. Yeah, absolutely. So uh, the season was a very long, not a long season, but when you get the season going, what would you find would be like your? I feel like every champion team has like a game that you're like, all right, this is like the game that we have to turn things around. What was like? Did you have any games like that where you guys like, you know, we did not play the best football. We need to, get better. Like, was there any game like that you guys had? Like any, like say, open your eye moment?
Yeah. I feel like because of how we started the season against the Cardinals, a lot of false starts, a lot of penalties, a lot of knucklehead, first game butterflies. I felt like that was and that is still what we try to carry over every game, minimize the penalties, try to replicate what we did, if not step above. And I would say it was definitely week one because, we definitely got thrown into the fire. A brand new team, a brand new system, never ran it before. And, we just came out with the safety.
Yep. And that's kind of like your first game back, the first time all you guys are together as a family to build this program that you have for after the 1 year off. So, like that's obviously like a given. I know Billy says that the Ducks game was one. We played down to their level and gave up 17 points. So what do you think about the Ducks game? Was that a tough game?
Ducks was tough because, we kind of slept on them. We were waiting for the whole roster to show up, and I don't know what happened. But yeah, they came down, they balled even with the 16 guys that they had, and hats off to them. But yeah, we definitely played down to them.
Yeah, I and that spring ball Donahue just says it was tough because it poured the first 5 games. That's spring ball for you. It's got to play in the weather here. They say April showers bring May flowers, so um, that's kind of common in the spring world. Is just rain every weekend, and even that game, the championship game, I think sprinkled a little bit, right? It was very windy too.
It was very windy, yeah.
Yeah, I was making sure I was in that booth. It was a lot warmer and not as wet in that booth. So that's a great field, by the way, Pal Field. That's a nice facility,
Absolutely.
and I'm going to be checking out a lot of Connecticut games this year. So I'm going to get used to knowing all the fields and what's
Hmm.
out there. So, but Pal was really nice. But I do want to go back to the game because a lot of parts of that game kind of popped for me.
Hmm.
And let's go back. Not this one here where Leak scored, but um, obviously, let's see. We go back to this. And do you want? I mean, we can talk Smex's nose now. You don't mind revealing playbook stuff? Where am I?
Yeah.
So 0-0. I think it's a second quarter. I think is this the. So you guys get down here. There's a third down play. Third, I think goal. I think right. Um,
Hmm.
so you guys have this wing back. I don't know what you want to call H back, whoever this guy right here up top. Who's
Yeah,
the
the wing
toughest
back.
here? Yeah. And like the terminology is terminology. I call him a wing back, but some people
Hmm.
might call him. So nice. So you have it now. Did you have him in there to um, help protection, or did you have him in there for just like to different formation? Was he there to kind of help out the strong DNs that they had?
We have faith in our O line. We just do a little different things with our run game and our pass game and our RPOs when he's there.
Okay, cool. I was just kind of curious. 'Cause I saw that because I didn't see it too much in season, and then I just thought maybe because it was a game plan because they're coming in with a lot of they had a lot of speed on the edge there. Another run play brings down the fourth down. I think this is a field goal attempt here, right?
Yeah.
And it gets blocked.
Mhm.
We don't need to see that. We just know the field goal gets blocked. Um, so here we go. Second quarter. This is the play here that I wanted to see. So
Mhm.
next play after this. So my let's see, here we go. 29. Yeah, I think this is it right here. So this here now, this is that the Dobbs kid that plays for like the like he's like a veteran, right? Number
Yes,
0.
sir.
Yeah.
Markey and his brother, the middle linebacker, is with
Yeah.
us.
All right. They've been in Semi Pro for a long time. I've known them for a while. So
Hmm.
they are good players. I know one's a cornerback, the other is a middle linebacker.
Yep.
Cool. I know I think I called one of your touchdowns. I was like, they're gonna throw it deep on number 88, and you did. It was pretty cool. I don't know if you watched the commentary of it. Like I said, I haven't watched it again, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I called that. I knew that. I knew that. So this is the play, and they didn't have Storm Smith out there. And if anybody can let me know like why Storm wasn't there, I'd love to know. Um,
Yeah, number 12.
yeah, yeah, because he's a playmaker,
Hmm.
and you're reading 20. I want to see Donahue says here. So reading 20 on the slant, he backed up, so he ran it. So yeah, that's on the RPO. So
Smart man.
regular four wide. You guys on the man? What do you say? Cover four, palms coverage, cover two, motion to trips.
So
Did they just because of motion trips? Is that just speed on speed, or is that somebody who, like, what happened there? If I was in the locker room with you and we're doing film study, what do you? And I'm the corner that just lets it up. What are you telling me?
all right, so honestly, we just watched film on Junior, and we kind of knew what he was doing by his stance, and I felt like he caught on to when we were calling out our plays that he switched out of his stance the last second and faked us. Our free safety came down too hard on our nickel blitz, and he just caught us.
So okay, so I thought maybe the motion came and they just had like a coverage mess up because typically, say you're in like say offense is in four wide, I'm in cover four, cover two, cover three, whatever you're in. I don't know cover two, cover three with a four wide, but say you're in whatever coverage man, whatever it is, and they motion
Mhm.
out and they want to switch to like the trips coverage. I didn't know if something like that happened and. The corner might have thought the safety should have been over the top because thought it was like a different coverage. Didn't know if that happened though. So you're saying it's the read on the QB that you had.
Yes.
Okay, now as a coach, has was it 100% before?
Yeah, we called it the whole, I think like 4 or 5 plays before that, and it was exactly what we saw. And then I felt like he just caught onto it, or someone told him, and then he just switched it last second. So we just got caught.
Gotcha. So I'm someone that always if there's a tell by a player,
Yes.
it's I got to make sure it's 100%. Like if it's 98%, they do it 98% of the time. I'm still not telling my players that because I don't want them
Mm.
getting that one time. I might say, hey, if I yell, banana, whatever it is you want to yell, then that's going to be they're going to be running that run play. I hate when people are like, oh, they're going to run this, run, or they're going to pass. Like you don't say that. You make up a word for it because
Hmm.
then they're not. If you're yelling run, they go, oh, something's up. So were you
Right.
yelling a keyword or were you yelling like it's a pass?
We were yelling specific blitz.
Okay, gotcha. Like tornado, and whatever the
Right.
blitz was. So they think it's like an actual play. So
Right.
cool. Yeah, just kind of curious on that. And then this right here was pretty neat too. This was definitely a game changer. Um,
This was film, heart, and who wanted it more,
yeah,
because they just scored, and we were not going to let them leave that field with the trophy.
yep. And then Maz, I'm just kidding, Maz. So it's funny because I'm like, I believe that's Washington. I believe that's in um, Jim Harmon was next to me. He's like, no, that's Mula Santana. I'm like, no. That's his Facebook name. He goes by
It is.
he's Maz. So um, he's a heck of a player too, and like that right there was a huge play. Like people don't know how much special teams and so how often do you practice special teams in the spring?
Zero.
Zero. So you have zero special team practices. I thought you
Zero
would be
special
like
team practices.
15 minutes or something like that, but
No, it's
zero.
zero special team practices. We put our best hitters on special teams at all times,
Okay. Um,
and we watch film.
yep. So you just say, all right, the best players go out there. You guys are gonna play, and we're gonna stop you. And like
Hmm.
my athlete's gonna beat your athletes. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
kind of like your. So I always made sure special teams was a thing practice wise because when you can tell the teams don't practice special teams, you can tell in a lot of times like this game, special teams was huge. Special teams is
Hmm.
the reason why you guys won. It's because
Absolutely.
you guys had that. So it's impressive that you don't have a special teams practice. And but you've also these guys have all been around semi-pro for a long time. I'm assuming they're all veterans. They understand where you need to
Hmm.
be, what to do.
Hmm.
So that's good. So hats off to you if you can get away without that and use your time for offense, defense. That's great. So let's go back to this. So this is the play that I believe I was. Oh, not this one here. Next one. So that's a really good play. That's a awesome. I think that's like third and long, right? Or fourth and long, and you hit a screen pass. I think that's
Hmm.
such a it was set up well. Such a great play call. Whoever called that, good job, dude. Thought I was lying. My heart. Let's see. Just reading what people are saying here.
Yeah, I can't see no one's comments. So
Yeah, you jump on Facebook, it's there. But yeah, we won't be too much longer. I'll hold you up. But yeah, Tammy says my hearts, so she's awesome. Billy says, dude thought I was lying. I forget what it was about
no,
keywords.
no practice. Yeah, this shit
Oh,
was
practice.
it
Yeah,
was special. Like it was a lot of film, but no on field practice.
yeah.
And we've never been like that. But
You
we
got to
we
do
just
what you
did
got to
it
do.
right, whatever it takes.
So this right here, I remember this play. I called it at the game. I was like, this was a smart heads up play by Cahill. Where is it? Did I pass it already? I did. Um, So this play is fourth down. You guys win on two. And I don't know if you guys game plan this, probably not, but Cahill is the guy up top right here. Where's my telestrator? Just keep it up. Let's keep an eye on him. So it looks like the Cardinals cross. As soon as they cross, he
Hmm.
jumped, which is awesome.
Yep.
And because he went off sides, the play gets called dead, and you guys get a first down. So now you get a first
Hmm.
down. Let's see.
That's just a veteran player.
Yep. He had a great game too. Toop kind of had a tough game. So this is the play right here. I'm like, they're gonna hit eight. They're gonna go off at number 88 or 45. Get the guy's number. I think it was 88. And whoop, that's it. Malik,
Yep.
boom, and such a such a great play, uh, great setup. And what's really neat is what people don't know. Well, people like the average fan, like the reason why I love this play so much as a coach is I'm watching this, and you guys do a lot of this. To play before, you guys do a lot of those bubbles with like I used to call it Buffalo bubble, whatever it was, and then that's called a bubble nine. So you fake the bubble screen and just hit them on a nine. So like
Hmm.
that, like watching that, you guys, I think you started the game out in something similar where you'd have like what a jailbreak, a smoke screen, whatever it is, the outside guy
Hmm.
with a quick, and then you try to hit it like a quick screen, then you hit like a jailbreak nine. Like they'll fake the jailbreak and you go nine. But the moment I saw Malik out here, I'm like, you got to attack this. It's just an athletic mismatch. Like 88's good, but I just think, and he's tall. I just think with Malik, he just has so much more speed. You get a small little hesitation by 88 with that little bubble fade, and you get the speed, and speed kills. And we did that with Monroe a lot too, and that's something that Monroe and AY when I had the Hurricanes a couple years ago. So definitely a great play as a coach. I love seeing that stuff, like setting up plays to attack plays later on is really what like coaching is about on offense. So they did a real good job with that.
That
Now,
that was great by Donahue. Great
yeah,
called by Donahue on that one.
yep. Which is
He had a
like,
clean pocket.
yeah, which is what, and definitely like the line did it up front, everybody did it up front, and I just yeah, they really had a great he really did a great game. And like Donhue's stats were, he was huge because I know watching the game he controlled that offense and he moved the ball when needed to. He threw the right passes, really
Mhm.
took care of the ball. Now if Toop, which Tupau, his name I found out Saturday what his name was. I think he had like two big drop balls, and like if he doesn't drop that, Donhue stats are even through the roof, and it's like
Right.
I'm looking at the game, knowing what he did and knowing how he played. That he definitely deserved that. This was a good play too. That's just great coverage on that. So let's go a little further down. I know you like to watch defense. So here's what happened here. How'd they get the ball here? That's a big pass by Vagger again. No, how'd they get down there? So why didn't you guys run any trips? Is that a question for Donahue? Oh,
Why
you
didn't we
still?
run any trips?
Yeah. Did you guys run a lot of trips as an offense? I don't think you did.
I believe the only time we did it was against the Bulldogs.
Okay. Just I watched film on the Cardinals, and I was like, I'd run trips all day on these guys. The way they played it, it just seemed. But I was waiting for you guys to like do something. I was like, oh, it's interesting. Just sticking with you.
We just wanted to.
Was that?
Yeah, we just wanted to play our game.
Gotcha. Yeah. So here's another play right here. This is a good play by Junior, kind of sitting in the pocket, reading the defense. This is more of I think like a dig route over here. I'm not sure what they did here, but I remember this play. Nice catching. Number 5, I don't think is RJ Vereen. I don't know who that is, but on the roster is Vereen. I was calling him Vereen, but I'm like didn't look like him. RJ's a little smaller. So they ran what probably an out dig slant, probably. I mean a fade dig slant. I don't know what they ran there, but as a defensive coach, what do you say there? That just they just beat you?
Yeah, so when you scheme things up, sometimes you're leaving something open, and you got to make sure you kind of have a backup plan for that. They just caught us in our 50 front, and they just attacked the middle.
Okay. And then this right here was definitely it was tough calling the game because I didn't know what time and how much time was left, but I knew there was less than 2 minutes, and this is right before halftime, right? And Cardinals, I think, got the ball to start the second half, and
Yes.
just that right there, that play was such a great, beautiful blitz,
Hmm.
and was that Toop that came in there with a sack, and like you know that you can't let them make a play
Hmm.
because you got to let the clock tick, and sending the pressure like you did, that was just a great call, great timing. Was that something you guys game plan? Is that like something you guys called on, like knowing
Yep.
that reason? Is that why I did that?
Yes,
And like
sir. Absolutely. And big shout outs to Coach Rebels and the whole defense. I finally gave the reins up this year, and he took it and ran with it.
awesome, and it's good when you have a staff that can do that because it's just takes so much off of a head coach. But you can let somebody else kind of do that, and I was lucky enough to have really good coaches, with me as well. Um, and I love defense, but I've always had good defensive coaches, and yeah, that's just right off the edge of such a great play call. And he
Especially with
just
his
came in
speed.
unblocked. So,
Right.
um, I think then the last play of the half was this one here. He just scrambled and got out of bounds just too late. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, having as a coach having that, let's see, that's a great deal. My son is pumped about the Roku channel. That's awesome, Billy. Yeah, Roku. If you guys plug that again, ECFL Networks on Roku. You can watch this game with my commentary on it. I think that's Billy trying to block that guy going for the pass. I want to see that again. I wish I had a better rewind button here. So that was such a good. So do you have your DNs trying to block anybody trying to get on, trying to stop anybody get out in the flat? Is that like what your plan is there?
Are you trying to break me down again?
Yeah, I'm just looking. So this guy right here, I think that's Billy, right?
So
Demas.
yeah.
So
So
he
everyone has their own responsibilities.
tried to grab him. Yeah, it looks
Right.
good. But that, I mean, that was gonna be like a hot route for him, and because they got everybody, they got him out of bounds, got him there. It's such a great defense swarming to the ball. Um,
Absolutely.
that's such a huge play. and the pressure that you brought for that was awesome. Like it was, you just timed it out perfectly. They executed. The players did a great job with it. So I could go on. This game was so awesome to watch and be a part of. I just want to kind of get to the final drive because
I agree.
yeah, you guys scored again here. You scored here, right? This is a great play right here. Actually, I want to see this. This is the pass Donahue to Cahill,
Hmm.
and he just like threaded the needle, I believe, from my member. Like
Yep, he
steps
steps
up
up
in
in
the
the pocket.
pocket, just that. That's just a great play by a great player. Like that play alone is something that really maybe be like, wow, like just as a coach watching him just step up in that pocket, focus on like not lose vision, not be scared, not try to just he showed composure, stepped out of the
Hmm.
pocket, hits a beautiful pass to Cahill. It was just it was so good to see that. And it's like he was on point. Like he was
Point.
like, this is gonna be my game, and I'm gonna show the
Yep.
league what's up. And congrats to Donahue. I thought he played really good, and like I said, he had so many bright spots on this team, this game, and like so many other people could have won awards, but I do think Donahue and Leak were the two best. I did talk to Maz, so I told him I'm going to get him a co MVP defensive player award because I thought he played amazing defensively too. And do you have a kicker that kicks extra points or no?
We do.
Okay, but you thought going for two is better in that situation.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like, oh,
After the first one got blocked.
kick one. Yeah, I mean, good point. I guess. The other thing as a coach, you're thinking like, hey, my defense has been stopping them too. So you're
Hmm.
like, we're up by 8. It's if they score, they still have to go for 2. Like,
Hmm.
understand that. So this is the fourth quarter. They're in their own end, and let's see, they pulled it. Do they drive all the way down? They do, right? That's a play to Vega here. I see you losing your shit out there. I'm calling timeout. Don't know what's happening in this situation. It's so exciting and so stressful being a head coach. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Um,
I love the roller coaster ride. Of the emotions. What you go through, the game plan, the unknown. I love football.
yeah. So I do want to say like shout out to you guys at both teams. You guys, really played just football. You guys didn't do anything stupid. There was no disrespect going on. I mean, there's shit talking during the game that happens, but as for like you guys, the team wise, like as a fan watching it, it's a game I would have loved to take my kids to, and that's make sure you guys do it the right way, and that's good. I know they had one little hiccup, but
Yeah, it's
44,
all
I think it
good.
was. Yeah, but it happens. Like it's a game. Um, so this is another deep ball here. Let's go back to that. You can't see that, can you?
That now I can see.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like scroll through there. I thought we were watching the game. Let me know if
Yeah, I
I'm
remember. I
talking.
remember this play.
Yeah. So this is a big play right here.
Yeah, and then Markel Dobbs gets hurt.
Yeah. So that's what happened here with Dobbs. I mean, you got a let's see. I mean, he was there as a
Yeah.
coach. I'm just like, hey, good catch. That's the defense beat you. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that's not the bad. Now I did show the Donahue catch, right? Yeah, let's make sure it wasn't on thing. So they moved the ball. They were in their own red zone, moving the ball. What happened here? Malik did something, of course. Going fast here. Oh, this is the interception here.
Yes.
And I know this is more people saying, I seen the messages. It's like, listen, I thought it was if I thought it was a deception, like granted I'm blind, but if I thought it was a deception, then I wasn't like, oh, I don't think he caught that. Like I kind of figured out. The thing is, I'm not complaining about it did it or did not hit the ball. If I was the Cardinals, I'm like, where the hell did he throw the ball to? Like Junior gets, he's coming and he just throws that thing. I don't know if it's a
It was a
miscommunication.
miscommunication. The receiver ran it out, and he thought he was supposed to throw a post, I believe.
Yeah, but you can't like sit there and say, "Oh well, in the ball, we think the ball, if we go really slow motion, may have hit the ground." Like these refs, they're trying to, and not all 5 refs are looking at the ball. They're watching what they're supposed to be watching. and it's when I hear people talk about refs, it frustrates me. Like I realize like unless they're really bad, then and it doesn't. We don't have really bad refs. We have our refs do a good job of what they have. Now, are they the best refs? No, they're not. Like those best refs are on Sundays. These guys are the best out there, better than most refs. So that's just my take on
No, and I
refs.
agree. I mean, we've played everywhere from Maine to Atlanta, Georgia, a couple years ago for nationals, and refs are refs, top to
Yep.
bottom. So you're gonna have your good litter and your bad litter.
And you do what you do to make the refs not be a thing. And like
Hmm.
that's what you do. You don't want to make the refs a thing. And then I hear it's just as a commissioner now, I'm hearing all these complaints. Is like I'm just shocked. 'Cause, like I never bitched that much when I had a team. And I'm just like, wow, you guys are really like wow. That's all I have to say. So is this the play where Morris gets the ball? Nope,
And
I
he
think
goes
it's on the other one.
airborne.
Yeah.
Whoop.
But once again, penalties. You guys had a lot of penalties yourselves too, right?
So this one got flagged off.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then let's see. And like as a coach, I know what you guys are doing here. You're trying to kill the clock, try to get
Hmm.
first downs, kill the clock. Like you're not trying to, put 21 on the board. You just want to win the game.
Right.
And
I believe it
so,
was under 2 minutes right here.
yep. And then that's Toop at the running back.
Yep.
The first time I've ever seen him at running back. So,
Right. So
well, you figure he won't drop that ball. You're hoping, right? I'm just messing. Toop. Game's over. I can harass you now. So
no, it's all good. He's a great kid,
he seemed like a good guy.
and he knows at the end of the day we got his back.
Let's see. So Morris was done here. So I saw this in the game, and they're like yelling. I don't know if he was like, "Get me the ball," but see how like Morrison was talking something with Donahue there,
Yeah.
and then we go. I think that was a 2 minute warning, and then what was that? Did I miss it already? Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
do it. Let's watch this in real time then. Um, yeah, let's watch it. So last play, Morris was in Donahue's ear, and the very next play was like, "Just give me the ball. Let me run this out." So as a coach, I was a quarterback actually. If I'm seeing this, and as you as a defensive coach, even like like what would you? I mean, I'm
So
looking here.
it so let me tell you what it was. It was supposed to be a dive.
Okay,
Morris took it to where the overload is at, and
gotcha.
the rest is history.
So I'm wondering if they had a key on you because like you have, I think Keelan, who usually wears number 7, is number 47 or something. I forget what he usually wears.
Great linebacker.
Yeah, and he's always trying to get inside a gap, trying to but I would have maybe if I don't know if you guys have this in the playbook, run like a split zone this way, so he comes out, kicks out these guys all zoning this way. He comes out, kicks out the DN, probably number 3. He comes out and then reads the cutback if it's there. Because when I see this as a coach, I don't want to run to that. So um,
Right.
that's just as it's like a coaching point for me. And I don't know if you guys have split zones or not in there, but you could have. They
Well,
shut
that
these
that that was
guys.
the first time all year that we showed this formation.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to go crazy.
Then off of that, you can run a play action. But yeah, that was a tough play right there. And shout out to the Cards for that, like having that awareness of like. By the way, was he okay after this,
Eh,
Morris?
ego's hurt, but he's fine. He's a champion.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say ego, but that's ego. Was he physically okay?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, he's okay.
yeah. And let's see, the Warhawks dressed were bad. Uh, yeah, I mean, I guess if they were, but no one reported me. Actually, no, I don't know. So, anyways, then we go back to the end of the game. They get the ball, and that just like hurts. And then you're like,
Right.
so what do you tell your team? So that just happens, right? What are you telling your team right here? Did I go wait? Did I go past it?
I think
I did. I went. Yeah, I did way back. So I think it's gonna be red about here, right? Yeah. So that's the fumble, I think here.
right.
No, picked off. That's
No,
interception.
I think like 3
Yep.
plays
Okay.
forward.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Run, run, run.
Yep, that one.
Interception. There we go. So this one here. Before the commercial? Sorry.
Right
Yeah,
there.
he's hurt here. So was there a penalty too? I forget
No.
this. Ball's at the 25. Should be at like the 25. And then how did they get down there?
So the very next play, I believe they went spreader trips, and Junior saw a seam
No, no, that's
and
good.
then
Yeah.
took it.
Gotcha. Okay. So here we go. We'll just watch this and I won't try to fast forward it and kind of go back to the end. So trips, you got, it looks like Malik off the edge here. That's just like, I remember I had Frazier come up to the, yeah, so Junior cut up the middle. That's kind of his
Hmm.
like you said, it's his biggest run of the day probably right there.
Yeah,
Like you
it
guys did a
was.
really good job at controlling him, and that was definitely a QB just kind of kept it. And I'm wondering what they're doing here, Russian,
Well, I
because
believe when this happens now, it's like 30 seconds, 24 seconds, and then they just called a timeout.
yeah. So they had, and I believe that there was an extra timeout that they got to call.
Yes.
And I was trying to explain that to them too. It's like you guys called 4 timeouts. You called one early in the second quarter or in the third quarter, and they're like, "Oh, a player called that," and like still timeout. Like
It's still a
so,
timeout.
yeah. And that's why I think that was there. But people need to understand, like it's not. It's like they're not perfect. You know, they do the best they can, and as refs, that doesn't make
Right.
them awful. And that was just like, ugh, man. And to me, that's the plays you want to run. You want to run those rub routes when
Right.
you're getting
So
man to
that
man.
touchdown, he was able to zip it in there with not a lot of pressure.
So they basically go right back to that same play. And
Right.
by the way, who's number
We,
22
we,
again? He was a good player too. He had a nice
we
play.
had a feeling that they were going to go same play, same player.
Yeah.
That's when I called the timeout.
Yep. And this is it right here. And once again, championship.
MVP.
Yeah, he's just stepping up in the big games. Um, you know, it was that was just an amazing ending, and congratulations again, man. That's just like watching it again. You're like, oh, that's. I know I'd be excited watching that. So,
Yeah,
um,
I've watched it 10 times already.
yeah, awesome. How'd I do announcing? Was it okay?
It was good.
Awesome, awesome. I wish I had like a guy that would do the color and do the like play by play. I'll just be the color guy. No, they're playing in cover two, and like that's what I like to do. I hate being the guy like, hey, he picked it off and he's running down. But I'll do it if I have to. I'm trying to find somebody for the ECFL films, and my goal for the summertime is to try to get one game that I'm going to that has a full announcer. I want to get a sideline reporter. I want to get I want to make it like pre-game, post-game interview, post-game. So like the vision I have in just the ECFL going forward is going to be a lot of cool stuff for the players to
Hmm.
want to be a part of. So that's kind of what I'm looking
Absolutely.
at doing. So if you can think of anything that you think I should do differently and try to help out, I would love that. Like let me know.
I shoot you a text.
Yeah, let me know. Timestamps for the win. So I'm reading everybody's messages now. Big players making big plays. We scored a TD, then go for 2 point. I wanted to go Philly run. Red, that would have been good. A Philly special would have been good. They should have actually ran a tackle reverse. Uh, Chris, I think he played right tackle for them, a left tackle for them. But yeah, congrats on everybody part of that game. It was such a fun game to watch as like a fan, and
Hmm.
big congrats to the Falcons team for just an amazing season. Like going undefeated in any sport is really hard to do, and
It's
you
really
guys
hard.
did it. So congrats, man. So,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
how are you
It was
feeling
awesome.
still after watching it again? How you feeling now? I know you said you're anxious for next season, but how you feel? Like not talking about next
Well,
season. How you feel right now?
I I feel great. We're still riding this cloud until um, it fades away, and hopefully looking towards nationals in July.
Awesome. And yeah, hopefully nationals. I think it's July 16th. Did somebody say to me? I think it was. Is that what it
Last
is?
Saturday of July.
Last Saturday, July. Okay. May 16th is another date that's stuck in my head somewhere. So, and now that's going to be. Have you already talked to who you need to talk to for that and stuff? Is that's all scheduled or not yet because you don't know who you're playing?
Yeah, there's still a couple leagues that are still playing.
Yeah. Um, what's your take? Are you following anything in the Big East going on right now? No, they had like the Golden Lions playing the Green Wave. They had one team going out there.
Yeah,
Would you play like if they came up and like, hey, you want to play like a regional game, something like that? Would you do that or just kind of wait for nationals?
we will only play whoever is a champion out of that league.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that's what I meant. Yeah, if like the champion said, hey, we want to play you,
Absolutely.
you do that. Yeah. And like I said, I have no problem. I think playing teams like that would be awesome. And obviously, I'd be you guys rooting for you guys to dominate. So that's
Absolutely.
as always. If you need anything from me, man, like I said, I'm always a phone call away. And if you need me just to like help you break down film or something too, it's hey,
I appreciate
I
it.
can't do that. Can't do that with other teams in the league, but like
Yeah,
nationals, let me know. I love it.
I
I love your
appreciate
stuff,
it
and we'll
for
be
sure.
watching
Thank you
it.
very much.
Yeah, and thank you. And I do want to say, I've been promoting all year the King of the Spring, and I don't know if I should wait for Thursday with Frazier. Frazier might want to talk about this. I think I'm going to wait for Thursday, but I think you guys know who it might be. Someone who really just stepped up. So we'll do the big reveal on Thursday. But I'm
Absolutely.
also going to have I have the uh, all Facetti team that I want to do. So it's one player in each position, offensively and defensively. There's a couple people I'm still waiting for like names for. I know there's somebody on the Bruins. I'm gonna have to hit them up and get the name there. But I have pretty much right now I have all the offense done, and
Nice.
just people who that stood out to me. It's not like this is just the games that I watched. They were like, oh, I like that guy at that position. So there might be some bias towards it. There might not be some bias, but we'll see. And I'll reveal that Thursday as well, just so we have it all. But definitely, like I said, big shout out to you. Your squad's awesome. They all seem to be great people as well. They all seem to be respectful. So you did a really good job building it and come back for the season. And thank you for coming here and choosing the ECFL. And I think that we have a lot of many great years ahead of us. So
Thank you very much.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
but my guys over everyone any day.
Absolutely. I'm seeing if anybody has any questions for you here. NFL, CFL, ECFL, Falcons, and four. Donahue said that. Good luck with Bandits. Let's see. Yeah, they're all just being pleasantries there. If you guys have any questions for Coach, put them in here, and we'll let you guys chat. But Coach, thanks for jumping on. And truth be told, you were supposed to be the first ever podcast interviewee,
Yeah,
and you called me like I can't have practice that night, and
right.
so then I saw Billy say, "Oh, if we had a practice all year, maybe we'd be better." I'm like, "So did you lie to me and not want to do my podcast the first game?" I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just
no, we
kidding.
we we definitely had preseason practices.
Yeah, yeah. And like honestly, like I feel I've been doing this a long time. And I used to when I played, we were doing two practices a week. We did Tuesdays and Thursdays. And when ICE took over, and like everyone was doing that. I don't know if you guys did that in Connecticut, but like that was like the norm back in like 2002 when people were playing Center Pro football. And then when I took over and started the Gladiators, I just went to one night a week. So I was like, I'm getting half the people show up on Tuesday, the other half on Thursday. So let's just do one practice Wednesday night, and we end up getting, and that's just it kind of stuck, and that's kind of something I think everybody does now, like a one
Mhm.
practice, and it's I feel like nowadays, like for me, I would do the one practice, but I'll do like a Monday Zoom call where I do like film talk. I'll like break down the film and go over the opponents we're gonna have, review the film we just played. And did you guys do anything like that, or you just kind of just showed up and had athletes play football?
No, we definitely do a lot of brain work. From home, remote.
Yeah,
Learning,
yep. Well, that's good.
and
That's good.
it's multiple hours and multiple days a week.
Yep. And mental reps, I think at this level is just as valuable as actual physical game reps. I really feel that having them watch film. So I used to do the film study and then post it on Facebook so you can watch it at their leisure. And then you can tell on Wednesday who watched the film and who didn't. They're like, oh, did you see this? Oh, I try to make excuses. So it's
Right.
yeah, it's really cool. Let's see. Donahue says we got practice at home. 2025 UCFL champ. So, um, is that something you said? We get practice at home, or do you? Or is that just him talking?
Yeah. Like I said, remote learning.
Yeah, remote learning. I love it. And once again, man, I guess I held you on long enough. But once again, congratulations on everything.
Appreciate it, coach.
It's still I still have to get a team so I can beat you because you're one coach I haven't beaten in my life. So I'm gonna have to try to get a team and rebuild something one day. So we'll see. But anyways, I knew when I first met you, man. I've always gravitated towards you. I've always liked you, and I'm like, you can do some good things. Like I just had that feeling about you. And
yeah, 2017
yeah,
was a great year.
Yep. And then 8 years later, you're a 3-time champ and building franchise 4-time champ,
Yes,
4-time
sir.
champ, and building great organizations and doing great things and just kind of keep it up. I love that. And it's like I did a audio podcast today with somebody, and I was mentioning like um, it's you get like I forgot what I was gonna say there. I was looking and then something popped up on my screen here. But yeah, I was basically saying that building. Anyways, I forget what I was gonna say. Building a team, whatever it was. But anyways, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing
Thank you.
great work. Congratulations, and
Thank you very much.
tell Erica I said thank you for being giving me an hour and a half of your time tonight, and
Absolutely.
hopefully your kids are in bed, unlike mine, who are harassing me. But he's gone now. Luckily, had the wife come down and take care of it. But
Absolutely. Thank you, coach. I
yeah,
appreciate you.
thank you. Congratulations again, and we'll be in touch. So
Yes, sir. See
good
you
luck.
Thursday.
Good luck with nationals, everything, man. So
Thank you very much. Appreciate
awesome.
it.
Yeah. See you
All
later.
right. Good
Yeah.
one.
And everybody else, for Ivan and Coach, I'm going to say, see you guys later. I hope you watch us on Roku. If you are, let me know how it went, and hopefully you guys enjoying it. But big shout out to Coach Munez, and big shout out to the CT Falcons for doing what they do, dominating, having a great season. Definitely a great year for the spring ECFL. Oops, as I hit the wrong button here. My bad, guys. You can tell it's getting late on a Sunday, but the ECFL was a great season. I appreciate all the work everybody put into it and all the people that helped out. Couldn't have done it without Vicky, who's commissioner, who really just did so much work out there. So Vicky, if you're watching, thank you so much for everything. I appreciate everything you've done. And thanks to all the coaches, all the owners, all the players that made the ECFL spring such a great season. And it was lots of fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the summer being just as fun. And no rest for the weary. We're back at it next week. We'll be here Thursday night. We'll talk about the summer league. We'll finish up with our awards on Thursday night with Frazier. Talk about the King of the Spring, the All Facsetti team, and maybe we'll do an All Frazier team. Not sure how we're going to do that yet, so I got to talk to him about that. And that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being on. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys being here. If there's anything that you guys think I can do, anything you guys want to watch, let me know. And I'm certainly here for you guys. And let's make this a great summer season and make it just as successful as the spring. And I look forward to some great football. So that being said, I'll see you guys later on. Have a good night. Thanks for watching on a Sunday, and we'll talk.
Stadium lights glisten like disco balls. Quarterback flows dodging D-line walls. End zone dreams in the hearts of teams. Hustle on the field, ain't no in-betweens. As the football spirals, fate unravels. Heartbeats sink, players travel. Grind don't stop, whistle blows echo. Field warriors, the heroes. Echo, cleats dig deep, turf beneath. Receivers leap like a midnight thief. Touchdown dances, crowd in trances. Game time magic, endless chances. As the football spirals, fate unravels. Heartbeats sink, players travel. Grind don't stop, whistle blows echo. Field warriors, the heroes. Echo. Coaches with plans, plays drawn in sand. Grit and sweat, team tighter than a band. Hail Mary hopes, defenders and scopes. Victory's a taste, better than a rope. Cheers rain loud, pride in the crowd. Moments freeze, memories are vowed. Helmet to helmet, clash and conquer. Legends born, others left to ponder. As the football spirals, fate unravels. Heartbeats sink, players travel. Grind don't stop, whistle blows echo. Field warriors, the heroes echo. Cleats dig deep, turf beneath. Receivers leap like a midnight thief. Touchdown dances, crowd in trances. Game time magic, endless chances. As the football spirals, fate unravels. Heartbeats sink, players travel. Grind don't stop, whistle blows echo. Field warriors, the heroes echo. Coaches with plans, plays drawn in sand. Grit and sweat, team tighter than a band. Hail Mary hopes, defenders and scopes. Victory's a taste, better than a rope.